So it's the end of the selling season for me, my little firewood side hustle. I only sell bundles, and my second stand is coming to a close, so we need to go down there, get that thing all tidied up and packed away for the winter time. But first, we're going to clean this out. So, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony, and this is TC's Outdoors. And if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And if you've been here a while, you know what I'm about to show you is the boiler. So that is the reason that I cut firewood about 4 years ago now. We decided to heat our new home with an outdoor wood boiler, wood burner, however you like to say it. And this started me down my path of firewoodness, and I couldn't be happier about it. But we've been burning for about a month, and it's time to clean the ash out of it. This is the wood shed that I built a little while ago, if you can get a better look at that from out there. I measured, the roosters say hello, the chickens are out and about, if you see. They're just doing their chicken thing over here. This time of year I like to have them out, they're not going to mess up the garden, and they do a good job keeping the bugs down. So either way, I measured off of camera, and from there to there is 5 foot, just about, and it's 5 foot tall. That's the section that's missing, all cut at 20 inches, so that I also did the math off camera. Courtesy of the internet, I didn't do it, and just to spare you the smoke rolling out of my ears while I was trying to think that over, 41 cubic feet is what it ends up being. So just about a face cord I burned in the first month of having the boiler going. We basically, it's been super warm here, so I haven't really been utilizing it for heat much in the house. It's just been heating our domestic hot water. But once I light it, I really don't want to turn it off. We've had some cold nights, but for the most part, like I said, it's just the domestic hot water. But this is the classic Edge 350 if you're not familiar with the boiler systems. So basically what I'm going to do here is, first thing I'll do is turn the power off, and we'll take a peek in the firebox itself, open it up, and unfortunately, you see that big bellow of smoke. There is no bypass door on the 350. On the 550 and 750, there is a bypass door, so you can swing that bypass door and all that smoke would go up the chimney instead of blow out into your face like that. But unfortunately, that's not how it works out. So, but you see, there's a good coal bed in there. It's still got a little bit of wood left over from last night. I am not going to clean that section of the boiler out. I don't want to mess with pulling all that wood out of there and everything. But normally, if it had burned right down, I'd just clean all that ash out too. But what we are going to do is down here in the reaction chamber is full of ash and coals that have sifted down through there. So what I need to do is get a shovel and start shoveling that out, and then we'll open up the heat exchanger in the back. And I think what we're going to do is just do kind of a quick rundown on high speed, and you guys will get the gist of it. But so we're gonna clean out the bottom of the reaction chamber, go around back, open up the heat exchanger. I'll run a brush up and down inside the heat exchanger, clean that out, get a quick shovel out of that, clean out the chimney clean out cap, clean whatever ash accumulated in there, and we'll close it all up, and we'll check the dampers, and we'll slow it back down for that, and I'll show you what I'm looking for there. And that's gonna do it. And then we're gonna go down to my second roadside stand. So it is the end of the selling season here for me. I only sell bundles, my little side hustle, and the campground is closed, has been closed for a couple weeks now. Bundles have tapered off at my second location, so we're going to run down, get the bundles that are down there, and bring that home, push the stand away from the road, get everything tidied up, and that's going to do it. So either way, thought I'd bring you guys along. We'll talk a little bit down there about how well that one's performed versus the one at my house. Pretty amazing, to be honest with you. But either way, I got to get a shovel, and we're going to get started. So here we go. So while I've got everything cleaned and opened up, I'll kind of explain how everything works. So the fire is up here in the main firebox that I'm not going to open right now because it's full of smoke again. I can smell the smoke kind of wisping down through. So the fire is up top, As it burns, it forces the smoke down below into the reaction chamber. When the temperature gets up to above 550, that forces air into there and it reignites the gases. And from there, it comes back through here, up past the heat exchangers, up through here. The heat exchangers run up to the back of the chimney and then up and out of the chimney cap. And when it's running hot, up 900 or 1,000, 1,200 degrees, there's no smoke, it's just heat. This one, it's not terribly difficult to clean if you stay on top of it. So once a month or so, I try to come out here and just do a quick rundown, and then I don't have to worry about it getting plugged up. I've seen some horror stories on the interweb of guys not cleaning this back section out because they didn't know to, and it gets plugged solid full of creosote, and then the heat can't go, or the smoke can't go up through, chokes out the fire basically, and then you're out of luck. So you don't want to do that. Definitely got to make sure that you do this on the regular. The more often you do it, the easier it'll be, the quicker it'll be. That took me, I don't know, 15 minutes probably total. So last thing we need to check is in here are the dampers. That cover just lifts off, and inside that cover is this box. So you just take these two, turn those two there, spring-loaded little jobbers, and inside here is the primary air tube. That's the damper for the primary. This is the secondary, and that's the blower. So I've had this stepper motor in particular fail on me. I wasn't checking this. Every time I clean the boiler, I come out and make sure that that's not stuck down. What happens is the creosote will build up in there, like right now, as the fire's just smoldering. If you've got some wet wood, you'll get a creosote build up in here, and it'll kind of gum this thing down. And this little stepper motor just doesn't have the power to pull past it, and eventually what it'll do is it'll burn that little stepper motor out. So I have had that fail. This is definitely something to keep an eye on. But so every time I clean it, I come out and just give this a little pull. Make sure you're good to go. This one's good to go. That one never gets creosote on it. That's the air that blows down into the bottom. So another thing to note when you're looking at these is this gob of silicone on top here. This is exaggerated because I've had that fail. When I had the stepper motor fail, I had to take this chain off, and when I did that, I didn't do a good job resealing this up so that the creosote was coming up, climbing the chain, and eventually that chain got so stiff that it couldn't even move. So when it tried to roll up, it couldn't move it. The stepper motor couldn't do it. So that was another reason that this wasn't working like it was supposed to. So I always make sure that there's no smoke wisping out of here, and nothing sticky or leaking. Doesn't appear to be leaking. The chain moves nice and free, and then I know I won't have any issues when it's miserably cold out here, raining or something like that, because it never happens when you know, days like today when it's overcast and 40. This is perfect day to be out here because you can wear a sweatshirt, you don't get all dusty, dirty. The two times that I've had trouble with it, one time it was like 14 degrees, wind blowing 90 miles an hour out here, and I had to drive. My nearest dealer is a 45-minute drive away from here when that stepper motor failed. So I had to hustle over there in absolute trash weather, and an hour and a half of round trip to get there, get the stepper motor, get back, get it installed, and the whole time everything's cooling down. So another thing to note is that I'm putting all these ash and coals into a metal trash can because there is definitely some hot coals left in there, and you don't want those just kicking through melting through a plastic barrel or starting a fire. If you were just going to dump this on the ground someplace, there's a good chance that you're going to have a fire there shortly after. So either way, we'll regroup here in a little bit. I've got a little stuff to do here this morning, and in a little while we'll get down to the other roadside stand and we're going to talk about some stuff down there. So don't go away. We'll see you in a second. All right, so it's the next day. We had some stuff come up yesterday. Wasn't able to get down here and get the stand unloaded, but works out good because over there, if you see, there's my helper Austin. So first things first is we need to empty out the bundles that are left, and we're going to use the bed unloader, which has been instrumental in my bundle process this year. So this stand has outperformed my home stand 3.5 times almost. I've sold 375 maybe or so bundles down here, and I've sold just over 100 at my house, and all of those bundles were brought down on this bed unloader. And the majority of the time I'm by myself when I bring them down, so it makes it so much easier just to be able to crank them off and not have to climb in and out of the back of the truck. So we're going to set you guys up quick, and we're going to offload these bundles, and then we'll get the stand moved. So here we go. Once I get a full load like this, I just grab it and just, oops, oh maybe, there we go. It slides in like that, and then we're on to the next layer. Kids. So a couple upgrades we did to the stand last year was put pneumatic tires on it. So I got those from Harbor Freight. The wheels and tires that were on there before were like those foam, and after it sat all summer last year, they were square, and it was impossible to roll this thing down the driveway. It was terrible. So a couple other things I did was, if you notice, there's no camera. I took away the fake security camera, and I also took down the sign that says smile, you're on camera. I'm hoping maybe that was enticing people to steal. I'm not sure. But the last thing that I did was upgrade the money box. So I have a feeling that I'm just trying to have faith in humanity here, but I'm thinking that maybe some of the money was blowing out of the top of my other pay box because it was so small, and I didn't have time to come down here every day. So this is just a 30 caliber ammo can that I got off of Amazon, and I picked this one because it has a padlock hasp on the bottom. Nothing fancy. Either way, I have not lost any money since. There is money in there. Austin's going to open it up. So on the inside of the lid, there was a, I don't know, like an extra piece of sheet metal. And so I took it off and bent it, and then just siliconed it in place right here to keep the money from falling out when I open the door. And having the slot facing forward the way it is definitely has helped not have soaking wet money, because I haven't been down here in a good 3 weeks now. So the money's not soaking wet, it's nice and secured, and we can close it, and that's the bundle stand. So having this bundle stand is huge as far as my little firewood side hustle. I couldn't be more thankful. I pay my brother rent in order to rent this little spot in the front of his driveway, and the inconvenience of having people coming in and out of his driveway. I pay him 15% of everything I sell. So he's happy, I'm happy, and it works out great. Location is everything. You can't really see through that hedgerow, but that is the campground. As far as being close, you couldn't get much closer. So either way, we're going to get going home, and I'll show you how the bed unloader works to get these bundles off. It has been fantastic for a little guy like me. So all right, here we go. All right, so we are back home at my home firewood stand, and I'm going to put as many of these bundles as I can out here because it just makes sense. But so this truck is a pain for me to get bundles in and out of without this. Now with this, I just crank it, and they come out so nice. It's definitely worth the money. All right, so the bundles are offloaded, all loaded up onto the stand. This is the Roadside stand number 1 here at my home, and this should definitely get me through until probably, I bet, December. But either way, I just want to bring you guys down to the other stand and kind of talk about some of the upgrades or changes that I've made down there, and kind of how that stand has performed. I live on like just a rural road, so we don't get a ton of traffic. Having that stand next to a campground, what a game changer. I am going to try to look around for another campground someplace close with a similar situation that I could maybe pay somebody in order to get another stand up and then have my third stand. I think that would probably be all I could handle, to be honest with you. But either way, so the bed unloader's a win. Thought you guys would enjoy seeing that again. And I don't know, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And I look forward to seeing you again. So we'll talk to you later. Take care.